Our next speaker is Sasha Spellman. She is a Director of Customer Success with the AgeTech Collaborative from AARP. She's going to be talking to us today about making aging easier, building and supporting the AgeTech ecosystem. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. All right, should I just dive right into it? Looks like it. Okay, great. Well, yes, thanks again for having me. I'm super excited to be here. A little bit of what I'll talk about today is kind of the history of the Age Tech Collaborative, how we're connected to AARP, where we are today with our ecosystem. We'll talk a little bit about what you can do in the Age Tech Collaborative, who's involved, and then more importantly, why it matters. So some of the statistics around that, a snapshot of a few of our health tech startups, and more. So I'll just go ahead and dive right in. Um, so first of all, what is the AgeTech Collaborative? It is the largest age tech ecosystem that exists today, whose goal is to make aging easier for everyone. And so we are the innovation arm at AARP. If you aren't familiar with AARP, we are a nonprofit, nonpartisan advocacy organization for the 50 plus demographic and their families. Everything we do in the Age Tech Collaborative supports AARP's mission to empower people to choose how they live as they age, choose being the operative word there. And so our mission at Age Tech Collaborative is to support that. And so we have three key parts to how we do that. Number one, it's by discovering the best and the brightest age tech startups that we can find. And we do that through pitch competitions that we host throughout the year. A lot of those pitches are virtual in nature and happen again monthly, I would say. Some of them are live and happen alongside conferences that we attend. So we'll be at CES actually in January and we'll have a live pitch event happening there. But that's the first step for any startup to become eligible to do anything that I'm about to talk about today. And then the second big thing, or the second prong of what we do, is accelerating technology. And so we actually have our own in-house accelerator program that is a virtual 8-week long program. We do that every single quarter of the year. Typically have about 30 to 40 startups that go through that accelerator each year. And it's a really refined, bespoke program to the individual needs of each startup. So it's not cut and paste every single quarter. We really make sure it's refined to the needs of the founders and the companies that are going through that accelerator program. We have marketing strategy, business strategy, mechanisms for direct feedback from older adults, or opportunities to get direct feedback from your potential customer if you're a B2B model. So that's kind of the second big thing that we do. And then the third piece, which I personally love because that's where I sit within our organization, is the fostering of collaboration. So we have an ecosystem of investors, test beds, enterprises, and more that I'll talk about more in just a minute. But all of our startups then graduate to our ecosystem and to a platform where they can then continue to have pretty much a permanent home with us, to continue to scale and thrive, to come to our events that we host throughout the year, to access the resources we have, research and all that I'll talk about more as well. So at the end of the day, and that was very high level, but I'm trying to make this quick, that is to help make aging easier for everyone is the mission of AgeTech Collaborative. So I'm going to talk a little bit about who the key stakeholders are next, which you can see in this beautiful flywheel of logos that we have here. So we've experienced a lot of growth since we first launched in 2021. We've been very blessed in that sense. I think that's really helped that we've had AARP as kind of the brand that's supporting all that we do within the Age Tech Collaborative. But to date, we're at over 510 participants. We have over 160 startups as part of that number, and I'll do a snapshot of what those companies are in just a moment. Over 103 business services. So these are group types that are providing a discounted product or service for a startup. It could be a consulting company or a subject matter expert in a particular area, or it could be like what I like to call super connectors in the aging space. So people that are just in the know and have opportunities or mechanisms to connect people in age tech. We have over 100 investors. So these are typically